All right. Feeney Talks with Friends, episode 80. 80.
Wow.
Pretty cool.
I'm not there yet, but that's a big number.
I was 2 in 80. You know?
Oh, 2 and 80. Oh, in 80. Okay, so you were born in 78.
Yeah.
Man. 1980, I was a sophomore in high school.
Nice.
Here in town.
Hardy.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yes.
Loving
yeah.
life. 80. Jerry Rice, all-time receiving leader. Touchdowns, too. No, Emmitt Smith beat him in touchdowns, but 80. Steve Largent, 80. Miracle on Ice.
Yes.
Do you believe in miracles?
Yes.
Who said it?
Not McKay. Was it McKay? No. No. Was it McKay? It was
A-M. A. First name A, last name M, I think.
Michaels. Al Michaels.
Yes. Very good.
Bam!
Sad news, John Lennon, 1980.
Yeah.
Sad news, but yes.
I remember we went down, our high school had I sang in the choir. I'm sure that's a shocker. But we went down, it's part of our high school, like 2 days afterwards. It's just devastating. Oh, it was awful.
Wow. Well, here we are, episode 80, Feeney Talks with Friends. My name is Eric Feeney, founder and president of Friends of Feeney. Our mission is to help children and families that need assistance after heartbreak or tragedy. I use this podcast, Feeney Talks with Friends, and I talk to wonderful people that do great things in the community. And my friend Chuck has been doing wonderful things in the community for quite some time. How you doing, Chuck?
I'm doing great. I'm just going to turn off my my crutch here.
He's a busy man here. We got
Put
Chuck
the
Coursey
airplane
on the
mode
phone.
on.
He's been on the phone the whole time.
No,
I'm kidding.
Fuck.
So, to review episode 79, Mike Isco. He was the big brother, big sister volunteer of the year. Mike Isco. We did it at Luna Pizza. Great podcast with him. Go back and check. We just posted Matt Conway. Matt Conway did all the murals.
Oh, yeah. That's a great guy. Rise up. Great man.
So that one's posted now. Go back and check it out. He's episode 71. The owner of Parkville Market, 73, Carlos Mouta, right?
Yep.
He's 70. He's 73. That's coming up soon.
Nice.
And you are episode 80.
80. Wow. Ronald Reagan, 1980.
Yep. So how's Carlos?
Carlos is great.
Our motto is be a good friend. Pick up trash that's not yours. Hold the door. Give a compliment. How's Carlos a good friend?
He's a good friend in a lot of different ways. A lot of ways you can see. I mean, this place, Parkville Market, is a great example. My wife Mary and I, my business partner, we've been fortunate enough to have Carlos and his daughter Chelsea as clients of ours, and we actually did some work with him on this, helping him get started. But you look at this neighborhood. This is such a cool neighborhood, the Parkville area, and he has, while other developers, they like to go for the big and sexy, more stable return maybe of like a downtown Hartford or West Hartford or whatever. He has almost single-handedly, because there are a lot of other people, there are a lot of community members that have done it, but he has really led the revitalization of Parkville. And that's important. One of the things I love my town, I love Connecticut, but one of the things that always kind of gets in our way is we have this balkanization of Connecticut, where there's these borders. We have all 169 towns, and everybody, picks Team West Hartford, or not everybody, but you know what I mean. What he's doing in Parkville is not just great for Parkville and for Hartford. It's great for West Hartford and the entire region. You got on the other side, as Park Street turns into Park Road at Prospect, you've got all the great things that are going on in West Hartford on Park Road. This continues. It breaks down the wall of Prospect Avenue and continues the activity, the energy. I mean, just think in this one neighborhood that transcends both, Park Street and Hartford and Park Road and West Hartford. You can come here for great food, entertainment. You can go see a play at the Playhouse.
Yep.
You've got great places to live within walking distance right around here. A lot of them built and developed by Carlos. Got the same thing over on Park Road. One park is going to be coming online pretty soon, Marty Kenny's project. So he's a good friend, not just in the things that you see, but the little things. He's a really good guy.
Yeah.
He goes out of his way to help people all the time.
No, he said I could have done it anywhere. Any businessman will pop in, but he was, like you said, he wasn't born here. He was born in misspoke. somewhere in Africa. Miss.
Wow.
I'm gonna look it up. Anyway,
Yeah.
Mozambique.
Mozambique. There you go, Kyle.
My guy Kyle. That's
Kyle.
why I keep you around. Mozambique. He was born in
Kyle's the man.
Mozambique, and then
Yeah.
he came here. He played soccer for Hartford. He loves the Hartford area, and he's been doing great things.
Yeah.
And Matt Conway from Rise Up was like, if you see a mural in the Parkville neighborhood, Rise Up did that. So that's cool. So I love that Matt and Carlos are working together. I love that Chuck and Carlos are working together. Carlos is
Actually, I work with Matt. The West Hartford Arts Commission. You look at some of the stuff that Matt's done, not just in Hartford and the region, but he's done some great stuff in West Hartford.
Oh yeah.
You look at what has happened in Blueback and on a wall of the library.
Oh yeah, beautiful.
Matt's a great guy. And he's another guy who, he had his job like a lot of us do, to pay the bills, but he is so invested in his mission of bringing great art to the area. I think he's doing that full time now. Did he?
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
And I just think it's great. It's great to have people like Matt and Carlos in our community. You got a good ride. I don't know what the hell I'm doing here, next to those guys.
We had a good streak. We got Matt, Carlos, and now we're here.
Now you're stuck with
wah,
me.
wah, wah, wah. No. It's great to have you here. Wonderful talking with you. You're a public affairs communications firm.
Yeah. What does that mean?
What is that?
No idea.
Can we break that down?
Yeah, I help in it. I'll start at the beginning. My wife started our firm, Coursey and Company, very original, but started it back in the early 90s, 92, when we were expecting our first child. I was, at the time, 92 to 93, I was in the insurance business, was not very happy. I was selling insurance. And I like to tell people I had to leave that business for medical reasons, because I was going to starve to death. I was not very good at it, but I always liked public affairs stuff. I love to read the paper, love to know what was going on. I'd love, politics, was interested in that. And I went to, fortunately, she did all the heavy lifting and started the business. I joined her in 94. And basically what we do is we help our clients get their message out into the media. It could be on a number of different issues. We do a lot of work for nonprofits, a lot of work for special events. I also do, one of my specialties is in economic development and doing community outreach and stakeholder engagement, usually for large economic development projects and small ones that people really need to hear about. And oftentimes what you find is when somebody proposes a new project, people don't really know what's going on. They may get some bits and pieces in the media, and then it just kind of shows up at a public hearing, and, there are a lot of questions. What I do for my clients is I go out there and I engage the community actively. Let them know, okay, this is what's going on. Here are the plans. And especially with people that are in the immediate area, neighbors, want to, first of all, share all the information I have, but then find out what their concerns are and see if there's a way to address those concerns. Mm-hmm. And it makes for a much better process. People aren't caught off guard or surprised when they get to a public hearing. Not all the time do people I talk to love whatever my clients are proposing, but they have a voice. They know what's going on. And it makes for a better project when there's that kind of communication going on.
Can you talk in an example of working with, specific examples working with Parkville Market per se? Because seeing that we're here, Parkville Market.
Sure. Well, that was one of the things when Carlos and Chelsea were starting out. By the time we came on board, they had already had their permits. We usually get in with somebody when they're trying to get zoning approval. They had their permits, and they were in the process of building. And I brought some pictures I can share with you. They're pretty cool. But we were helping them at the beginning when they were just opening up and trying to get that word out, beyond Parkville, out into the larger greater Hartford and beyond community. And a lot of that was creating media events that would attract the media, generate, good media coverage with TV, online, radio, print, photos.
So yeah, you showed me some really cool pics of like this being almost like a tunnel or something, but way before it being built.
Yeah.
It was just an awesome picture. And the governor and the mayor.
Yeah.
They were there. So
And-
is
and-
that part of your job, getting them to an event?
Yes. Yeah. It's to line up the stakeholders, coordinate. It's a lot of shoe leather work, I call it. It's not glamorous, but it's a lot of phone calls, meetings, things like that. And it helps. I like people. I like to be around people, so that helps the business. But another great thing that he did, this is obviously, it's an existing building. It dates back over 100 years. It was part of the fabric and employed a lot of people. I'm trying to remember what it was, lumber. They had a lumber yard in here. And he didn't tear it down and build something new. He used the existing structure. And you look around, this is just a cool building to begin with.
Yeah, he refinishes it, and this is all original behind us.
Yes.
And reuse, recycle.
Yeah.
And
Oh, it's just gorgeous, and it's a hit. Every time we come, it's packed.
this picnic table that we're at right now is reused wood.
Yeah.
He works with Fresh Start, and they are a nonprofit that helps make stuff out of wood, and they reused all the wood from this lumber yard to make these picnic tables, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah.
I learned that in episode 73. Go back and check it out.
There you go.
73 with Carlos.
Another example, if you go down the street a little bit further to One Park Road, what Marty Kinney's doing there at the corner of Prospect and Park
Yep.
Road. That
The huge.
yes, the
People are
convent.
going to live there.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
So that was
And who is this? Marty
Marty Kinney.
Kenny.
Great
Yeah.
guy. Another local. He's an adult now, but he grew up in Greater Hartford, and he's done a lot of things in the area, a lot of development. But you had an old convent for the Sisters of St. Joseph of Chambéry, not to be confused with the Sisters of Mercy. But, the problem with a lot of these religious institutions and their property that they owned, as their numbers had dwindled, their properties became too expensive to, keep up. They didn't need all the property. So the sisters, probably going back a decade now, they put their convent on the market. But they had some conditions that had to be met for the buyer. One was they wanted a home for their remaining sisters. There's still, I think there's about 20, and sadly that number, it's not getting any bigger, but they had to have a home. They wanted to do something that was a benefit to the neighborhood. And they also wanted to preserve the architecture of the existing building, understanding that there probably need to be some addition improvements. But I spent a lot of time in the neighborhood.
Did Marty Kenny make a spot for the 20 remaining
Oh yeah,
sisters?
oh yeah,
Very
absolutely.
cool. And then they didn't tear one down. They built it up.
They built it. They're building around the existing convent, and even the church. Church is no longer a church. It was, I think the name is consecrated. So I think the church area, which was built in 1960, that was the last part of the convent that was built. That'll probably be some sort of function space, concierge, that sort of thing. But again, I spent a lot of time on Park Road, especially with the neighbors on Ringgold.
Yeah.
And again, this was a major change in their neighborhood, and not everyone was happy about it. Very understandable, but found out what their concerns were. What could be done to mitigate those, and I think it's gonna be great for the area. It's gonna bring an influx of customers, people that are walking, not relying on their cars.
And there's so many, they can go take a left out of their building and go down here, or take a right and come down this way, like you said.
Like I said, it can go to Real Art Ways, catch a show there, catch a show at Playhouse on Park. They can eat here. They can eat at Effie's. They can go grab ice cream at AC Peterson's.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I mean, there's so much they can do.
No, I love that. And this place is great because I bring a family of 4. You got a family of what? 10?
7. Just 7.
Everyone's happy. You want vegetarian, you want Spanish food, you want something else?
Yeah.
Go get your food and we'll meet back at the table. And
Absolutely.
I really like that.
And it's affordable. It's not like, it's nice to go out to a nice restaurant every once in a while, but this, it's affordable.
We got the mango.
This
a
is delicious. Cheers.
From Gula.
Very tasty.
Brazilian mango slushy. Every time I'm here, Gula.
I've been drinking smoothies, so I got to add this to my repertoire.
Oh, yeah. Mango's
Very, very good.
So, all right. So the public affairs communication. So Three keys. We got sponsors. Let's shout out our sponsors. What do we got here? We got Golf Law Group. Luna Pizza is a new one. Luna
Nice.
Pizza. Go back and check out episode 70 even. Luna, Alex. I do a pizza review like the Barstool guy.
Yeah.
Pretty good. It's pretty good.
That's great.
Luna
They have a
Pizza's-
great wedge salad.
Ooh.
Also.
Okay. Good to know. I'm going to
Yeah.
try that. And he's been sponsoring the podcast. So far we've had pizza, chicken wings, eggplant parm, chicken cutlet, broccoli chicken fettuccine. Now I'm going to have to try the
Wedge salad.
We're doing a wedge salad.
Yeah.
We're tasting that next podcast. Can't wait. Luna's great. The Fix IV, Donut Crazy, Weehaw Roasting and Brewing, Gastro Park, West Hartford Lock. So 3
Nice.
keys that make you great to be a great public affairs communication representative, CEO, executive, person.
Yeah.
3 keys.
I like people. I don't,
Be a people person.
yeah, it's not, what I do is not the kind of business for someone who, is afraid of talking to people about uncomfortable things. I mean, let's face it. A lot of times there's some people that, neighbors for different projects. I went and talked to somebody once, a second time about a second project, and they were like, wow, it's always interesting when you come to pay a visit. And that, that can be tough sometimes, to not be the person that people want to see in something like that. But I feel good about the project. I've turned down a lot of work because I don't think whatever was being proposed is, one, get approved. It'd be a waste of my client's money, or 2, that it's just not appropriate for the area. So I would never represent someone who I didn't, feel good about. I think even though I'm talking a lot, I think I'm a pretty good listener, because you gotta listen, and you can't be defensive. You really have to be open. And I'm pretty, in my work, in talking with folks, I'm always honest with people. I tell them what the deal is. And I know that a lot of times, again, it's not that I'm saying stuff that is, it's stuff that they may not want to hear, but I say it anyways because it's important that they know all the facts.
So, good listener, people person, honest. Can't beat it.
I try.
That's a good one. And we got some food here. We got
let me try the guac again.
the guac and chips. This is from Burrito Loco. We're going to get into the Burrito Loco. We have a birria taco. My first time getting birria. I did it. Birria, I've been practicing birria. And then we got a fish taco. Again, this is Burrito Loco right downstairs from the right. As you can see, we're at the local upstairs. Thank you, Parkville Market, for hosting us. While we eat, this is going to be a tough question for you, I guess. Favorite restaurant? Which one would you rather have? You want to try the fish taco?
I might. You want to rip off a piece of that?
The birria?
The Barrio. Yeah.
You want me to just rip it?
What is that dipping sauce?
You got to dip it.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the au jus. So the Barrio dipping sauce. Here, and just go get your own.
Okay.
I don't want to. You don't want me touching that. Filthy. Oh, we're gonna make a mess. Oh, you're ripping it. That's
So this is the locale version? Excellent. Oh, get it now.
Oh, I guess we gotta rip because I want to double dip. This is my first Barrio. I'm living. This is the first day of the rest of my life. The Barrio
good.
taco. People have been talking this up forever. Can't beat it. That's delicious.
It's nice and neat too. It doesn't drip or anything.
Oh yeah, not it's all over my face and my shirt. I got my brand new shirt. What do you think?
Love it. Yardgoats. It was great seeing you at the game a couple weeks ago.
What has 2 hands and caught a free T-shirt at the Yardgoats game?
This guy.
This guy right here.
There you go.
No, I saw you the first game of the year. Excellent game. I love the flyover. Got emotional.
Have you I asked you this before? Have you gotten Tim Rustall? We got to get Tim Rustall.
Yeah,
the
Tim.
president of the Yardgoats.
Please. That'd be awesome.
And he'll do it there.
Yeah.
I bet you get.
Kyle, we're going to go to the Yardgoats and interview Tim. I'd be honored about that. Yeah, you mentioned that when I saw you at the game. Tim Resto. What about Jeff Dooley?
Duels going up to the big leagues.
That was amazing. That's so cool. 25 years. Talk about like persistent and just sticking with it, and then
he's a good guy. You got it. We'll get him on too.
Come on.
He's a great guy. Jeff, he's a West Hartford guy.
Really?
Kids went to KP Hall. Really nicest guys. I love, I worked with them, talk
clients
about
too, right?
Yeah. But it was really during their, coming to Hartford and building the stadium. And again, there were a lot of people, understandably, that said, you want to build a freaking ballpark in Hartford? There were a lot of people that thought that was a bad idea. But it's and again, we went out into the community. We spent a lot of time, especially in North Hartford, talking to people, and the biggest concern that a lot of folks there had, which was a very, very real concern and legitimate, and I shared it, was a lot of times you see these economic development projects being proposed, and they're going to help the neighborhood. They're going to help the community, not just be something, like, when the Whalers came. Love the Whalers. But a lot of times it was, people coming in for expensive hockey tickets. They drive into Hartford, park in the garage, and then they'd leave.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't go, they maybe go to Chuck's or do some stuff, but that was good. But they wanted, people in the neighborhood, rightfully so, wanted to make sure that people from the neighborhood were going to be hired to work there. There were going to be other benefits. They have a community center. Kids can go to the ballpark to do their homework.
Oh, wow.
After school. And I worked a lot with Tim during this and the owner, Josh Solomon. And to their credit, they did a lot of things. They brought in local vendors, restaurateurs, not just from the north end, but also from this neighborhood, from Parkville. There's some Park Street residents that have places where they sell food at the Goat. So that's truly a community.
Yeah, I love it. It's a great spot. I'm so happy they're there. And I just noticed in the outfield on the sidewalk, there's a huge glass window.
Yeah.
You could hang out on the sidewalk and see the game. Did you know that was?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I just noticed that. I've been going for years. Always a great time. I love the Yardgoats. They're bringing the community, like that residential area was built next door.
Yep.
Pratt Street, maybe has not to do with it, but I see that thriving.
Yeah.
I got some new stores there. They block it off, and you can hang out in the street and before the game.
Yeah, and the cool thing is, which I think is really important, is it's leading to other investment on the north side of I-84.
Yeah.
When they built the highway, 84 back in the 60s, they really cut off the north end of Hartford from downtown Hartford, and you didn't see any kind of investment in that neighborhood. Now you're seeing it, which is really great. It's just fabulous because it's bringing opportunity, jobs. You've got a lot of small businesses, local people that are in the community that are now opening up their own businesses along Albany and Main Street. It's a cool area. They're not done yet. There's a lot still. The Yardgoats are done in terms of their building, but there's a lot of other things that are coming in.
What about in right field, that little square? It's like a foul. If you hit it here, it's a foul, but if you hit it here, it's a home run. You ever see down the line?
Yeah.
In right field?
Yeah. It's there were a couple.
Is that a mistake?
No. There were a couple of construction, and I don't need to go into the past history, but there were some problems with the initial contractor that was building the stadium.
Gotcha.
But if you look at it turned out that the right field specs were too shallow for home run ball. So that's why they put up the net.
Okay.
And you see above the net is the home run. So you can hit a ball that hits the net, but it's still a fair ball.
Gotcha.
And it bounces in. But the foul pole, I know that was a sponsorship of the steel or the iron workers.
Yes.
But what is it? Is it just it's a regular foul pole? But
yeah, but I think down right where that home run is, there's a little rectangular cutout. I'm not even sure how to explain it.
Okay.
But, fun fact, my brother-in-law Sammy claims is the first person to buy an 18-game package.
Really?
Sam, my brother-in-law Sam, thanks for that. And then
Excellent.
he gave it, and then when he before, I guess he waited a year or 2 years. He bought it 2 years while it was being made, and he was like, "Hey, I just paid this guy, and the stadium might not even happen, but he treated him right." And then he got out, and my buddy Nate picked him up. That's who I was with.
Okay.
Sitting right behind you, like a couple rows up.
Good spot.
Thanks, Nate, for the continued hookup with the tickets. Nate's a good friend. We just went last week. Friends of Feeney went with the American Eagle Financial Credit Union, and we held the flag. We earned cash back from the community 3 years ago. We earned a grant of $7,000, which catapulted our organization. So thank you, American Eagle, for doing that. And they let us hold the flag, and then they had the picnic pavilion. All you can eat, all you can drink.
Yeah.
Great time. And then the guys were shooing the T-shirt cannon. And I angled it like a good right fielder.
Yeah.
I got under it. I boxed out.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I boxed out, and then it went over us. So the guy was going to go under and reach under the pole. I went over the pole.
Nice.
Like skied over. My wife goes, "I thought you were going to break your neck." My daughter goes, "Dad, I was embarrassed and also proud of you." I went flying like,
it's a good day.
Grabbed it like a ninja, flew down, and then went down, landed on my hands and knees to get this T-shirt. But it fits.
It looks great. Right. You look sharp.
What has 2 thumbs and caught a T-shirt at the Yardgoats game?
I love it. I love it.
And I'd be honored to talk with Tim.
Yep.
Or Duels. That'd be cool too, because I'm very proud of him, and I love that.
They're
guys
both
call up.
They're great guys. They're just great guys.
I'm very excited about the Yardgoats work. Save the date, August 18th, Friends of Feeney.
Okay.
Our third game, third year in a row.
Yeah.
Last year we did it for Friends of Nicholas. He was a 10-year-old that had an inoperable brain tumor, and he ended up passing away 2 weeks after the game. It was heartbreaking. The Parenti family, Margot Parenti is a West Hartford teacher. He saved all his energy that whole day so he can go to the game. They were surrounded by 200 friends and family, and that was like their last family event with Nicholas, and we all had Friends of Nicholas shirts. So,
that's beautiful.
And now they're involved with Friends of Feeney, and they're just wonderful people, and it's so unfortunate and sad and heartbreaking. So we're thinking of Nicholas all the time. Nicholas Parenti, Friends of Nicholas forever.
Oh,
so I think I saw you that game, but
you do such great work.
Yeah,
Feeney. I mean, that's great.
So we're gonna be again August 18th. You be there? It's gonna be a Friday.
August 18th.
Yeah.
I will. If you're gonna be there, I'm gonna be there.
Oh yeah. Speaking of which, this is the year before that. This is you.
There you go,
my man. Chuck.
Sport my Yankee jersey.
Yankees.
Is that Ned?
That's your boy in there. I think.
That's my son. Yeah.
Yeah. Great to see you then.
That's great.
Yardgoats. So we ate some food.
Yeah.
You want to get after that fish taco? Want to split it?
Yeah.
All right, let's split one. You gonna eat
fish taco? Man, you were getting me outside of my comfort zone, which I really admire. I don't think it.
Nice hump.
Oh, yeah, good.
This time we're making a mess.
We might be able to step up on some of these napkins. These are like the smallest freaking. No, I'm not.
I definitely. I'm making them. I just don't want to wear it on my new shirt. I got to wear this next game I go to.
No. You can wash it.
Not with like a hot sauce stain or something on it.
Yeah.
Actually, my other shirt says I went to a Yardgoats game and all I got was this lousy T-shirt. Another a shirt that they shot out of a cannon.
Nice. Don't they have the best in between innings?
Oh, so much fun.
My favorite is the baby goat run, which probably is so wrong on so many different levels. These poor children are traumatized. I think it's their parents that are the most excited that put them up.
But, I saw one kid, you're supposed to round second.
Yeah.
He went all the way to the wall.
Yeah.
It was the same game. We were at that game.
Yeah.
The first game of the year. He just took off towards the wall. The staff had to go get him.
Oh, they were loving it, though. He kept going, too. Yeah. He kept going.
And they didn't. Yeah, they had so much endurance for that little. They did a full lap, non-stop. I'm like, I'd be exhausted right now.
See, the challenge is they get, you can do these in between inning things, but the team will get in trouble if they take too long. With because the players are on their rhythm, you got the clock and all that, and that's why you see those guys out there saying, when they go the wrong way, it's like we got to wrap this up quickly.
Yeah. No, I recently went to my first Yankee game over spring break. It was terrible. I went with 4 college friends that I haven't seen in a while: Rich, Jimmy, and Dan, my buddies from college. And we go down, and my buddy Matt, and then Harlem, power went out in Harlem. So we couldn't transfer over.
Right, because you transferred, yeah.
Yep. We drove to West Haven. So we walked from Harlem to Yankee Stadium. It took 45 minutes. It was a mile and a half.
Yeah.
We get to the game. It's already 9-0. The Yankees are losing in the first inning. So we're like,
oh, what game was that? That
was Thursday.
Yeah.
A couple Thursdays ago. I was like, come on, are you serious?
They're going to be.
At the clock, it was weird. The game moved right along. The pitch clock. Mm-hmm. It's going to take some getting used to, but I think it's a good thing.
I love it.
Yeah. The batter has to stay in the box.
But it moves the game along. They're losing people.
Yeah.
It's not an exciting game when it takes
5
hours. Some of those old Red Sox Yankee games were great.
4.5 hours. But I think it was, what was it? It was like you get 33 seconds first pitch and then 22 seconds after that or something. But
keep the game going.
It moved along. That game was over quick.
We're going to be fine. You're a Yankee fan.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're going to be fine this year. We got some injuries right now, but once, Harrison Bader gets back, Stanley gets back, I like the young kids. I love Volpe. Volpe's a great player.
Yeah.
Rizzo, I got a T-shirt that says "Nobody beats the Riz."
Oh, I like that. So it was 11-0. Rizzo gets up. He's a lefty. We're in right field, pretty high up. Mm-hmm. Rizzo hit a bomb. It bounced. The guy should have caught it. It bounced right over my head. It was like, and my buddy got the video. You could see us like reaching for the ball.
It's great.
Rich like got it instantly. He goes like, "Here's the ball," and he's like zooms in. And he's wearing an orange polo.
Yeah,
he's like, "There's me."
That's great.
So it was cool. That was our highlight of the day. It was 11-0, but Rizzo hit a ball that. And then of course I'm like to the guy in front of me. I'm like, "How did you not catch that?" Because it hit the ledge.
Yeah.
I'm like, and his wife comes back and he's like, I was like, if you were here, you would have caught that. But it bounced over us. Yeah, big time Yankee fan. My mom went this weekend. She saw the walk off, a man on second, hit the
DJ.
Yes,
DJ.
Yeah. Yep.
I love DJ Mayhew. He's great.
Oh yeah. That's my father-in-law's favorite player too.
Yeah, he had a tough year last year with his toe, but he's playing really well this year. Yeah. He can play any position.
Now that we're talking Yanks, I got some Yankee cards.
Excellent.
I bought this at an old school baseball card shop. I think in somewhere in Pennsylvania. So 55 plus and 50, approximately 50. So we're gonna play a game. You will slide them and you'll guess who they are, or maybe you'll read some stats or something.
Okay,
it's a game.
So what year? Just give me. Are these also?
Whoa, some of these guys I want to know.
I just made a huge mess of.
All right. All right. Well, maybe we'll start off with some easy ones, but.
Tony Elks Clemens? No, he's a little poor. Is that a Yankee?
Yeah.
Is that David Wells?
That's CeCe.
Oh, CeCe. I was going to say.
Wear glasses?
Yeah, I do wear glasses. I should have brought them.
All right, let's see. What's good? Oh, this is my favorite.
Oh, Matsui.
Yes. So my grandmother and I Waterbury, and I would drive back to New Haven to see Southern Connecticut State.
Yeah.
I'd stop at my grandmother's house in Naugatuck to get cookies for the week.
Yeah.
She made me cookies, and we'd watch the game, and she would call him Matusi. And I was like, that's our favorite player.
God, you are young.
Day.
That is Louisiana Lightning.
Yes.
Ron Guidry.
Very good. Oh, can you even see?
That's Donnie Baseball.
Donnie Baseball.
Don Mattingly. He was one of my favorites.
Yeah.
That's Jorge.
That's my wife's favorite.
Hip, hip, Jorge.
My girl's first game ever was Hip Hip Jorge's retirement game.
Oh.
And we all had the number 20 shirts. It was an awesome time. The girls, they were like 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Little. But Hip Hip Jorge.
Hip Hip Jorge, I love that. Twins. Oh, is that...
He's at Yardgoats a lot. He's always on a rehab.
I know. I can't
He
believe...
goes like 4 for 4 with 3
Aaron,
homers.
Aaron
Yep.
Hicks.
Yep.
Yeah. I've tried to put him out of my memory.
Yeah.
Oh, Giancarlo Stanton.
Yeah, what you think? What's your take on him?
On Stanton?
Yeah.
He's a good ball player.
He's got to step it up, though.
He does, but when he gets a hold, nobody hits it harder than him. And I hope that once you get everybody healthy, he the pressure gets off him a little bit. I think he plays much better when there's not a lot of pressure, but when he's the man, burn, baby, burn.
Bernie. No, my buddy was like, why isn't he in the Hall of Fame, or why is he? I mean, if your nickname's Bernie Baseball, Donnie Baseball,
Yeah.
Donnie Baseball too, right? Is he
See,
in the Hall of Fame?
no, and that's
the argument. Why is he not in the Hall of Fame?
because he was like a dominant player in the '80s for about 5 years.
Okay.
And then he had terrible back, and his career was cut short.
Okay.
And I mean, he's one of these guys. Maybe the Veterans Committee one day will bring him in. He's legit. My beef is on the captain,
Thurman. Yeah.
Thurman. If Thurman definitely would have made the Hall of Fame. If Fisk made the Hall of Fame, he would have made it because Thurman was much better than Carlton Fisk. Might anger some of your fans out there, Feeney, but I'm going to say it.
I work at Camp Newman, and Lee Newman go back and forth every summer. Fisk over Thurman Munson. Every year, who's better? And Thurman's better. And Thurman should be in the Hall. That's my mom's favorite player. My mom wore her Thurman shirt when she went this weekend. My house number is 15. I have the Thurman. I have a Yankee pinstripe. I got to show it to you. It's pretty cool. Yeah, Thurman.
That's great. Thurman was the best. I remember it was. I remember when he died. It was very sad.
My mom, they went to the museum, and she goes, I walked by. She said she turned and talked to a stranger. She goes, it still hits me.
Yeah.
It's still sad. And the guy goes, I know. It gets me, too. Like, she was at his locker over the weekend.
Wow.
At the museum. And wear her shirt, 15.
I was 16 years old. I was the week before he died. I was taking driver's ed at AAA on Farmington and Quaker.
Yep.
And I would ride my bike. I was like wanting to get my freaking license so bad. And I just turned 16, in June. So I'm taking driver's ed. I ride my bike home from driver's ed. Like a freak thunderstorm breaks out as I'm going down North Main Street. I'm going north on North Main Street, right before Fern Street. There's that church there.
Yep.
And the driveway between the church and the cemetery. And this guy in a Cadillac pulls out right at the right time, hits me, breaks my leg, hits me into traffic. I broke my leg, but so I go to the hospital. They put a cast on. I was confined to the couch in our family room.
Yeah.
So that's where I was. They didn't have breaking news back in '79 and all that. And I remember it came on the news, and I was sitting there alone, and I was like, and I was such a huge Yankee fan then and now. It's just devastating. Then my friends would come over. It's like a sick bed. And Art Spada, my good friend, he was one of them. It was a fold-out couch I was on, and he would sit on the fold-out couch. And he's not a calm guy, and he would like jump up and down every once in a while. It hurt so much.
Oh, he fold the bed up.
Yeah. But I remember that was sad.
Yeah,
1979.
my mom remembers where she was. I don't know if she joked that she was going to name me Thurman. And I was like, whoa, Thurman Feeney? That's wrong.
Thurman Feeney, yeah.
Thurman. But you're named after a legend. My buddy Chad Juicy's cat was
Thurman. Yeah. Thurman would be a good name for a dog.
Right? That might be my next dog.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know this guy.
Yeah. That's the next captain.
You bet. The house that
Jeter
built.
Yeah. Mr. November.
Yeah.
That's Rigetti. Winfield.
He was drafted in 4 different sports, right? Is that Dave Winfield? No.
Yeah. Basketball.
Hockey,
Yeah.
Baseball and football.
I think he went to the University of Minnesota.
Let's see. He was born in St. Paul, Minnesota. Let's see. Where'd he go? Doesn't say what school. No, he's home from. Doesn't say. Got it. That up. Kyle, look up where Dave Winfield went to college. Oh, this guy's great too.
Is that Ricky?
Ricky. Great stories where like, what do you say? Like, they were doing the bank account and they were like, hey, we're kind of off some money here. They were like, Ricky, what's going on? I guess he had his check on the wall. He didn't cash it. He like hung it up and framed it.
Dave Winfield, University of Minnesota.
Oh, Chuck.
That's where my wife went to University of Minnesota. That's why I know it.
That was no question.
Doc, is that good? Even without my glasses, I can get
Pretty
this.
good.
This is
Yeah, that's the Yankees. I know we got another game. We could open up a fresh pack.
Ooh.
And you also, I told you, you said you had collections.
I
You
did.
have a Hall of Fame binder, which it is amazing to see.
Yeah, these. So I have 4 older brothers, and they started collecting cards in the late 50s, 60s. And when I was about 10, I think my mother was getting ready. They were all like in a big box in the basement, and by this time they'd all gone off to college. And I think my mom was getting ready to give them the heave-ho, and I kind of, reclaimed them. They were not. These are not pristine cards, so anybody thinking of coming and taking them,
Let's see.
take the dogs. So this is it's kind of
Hall of Fame, right? Every card in here is Hall of Fame.
This, yeah, I wanted to.
Cool.
And I'm, again, I am such a freaking nerd, but I want to save them.
See 'em.
Yeah. So this is, I think that's 1960.
Are they chronological?
Yeah, no, not really. So these are all Hall of Famers. You got Willie Mays, Hank Aaron, Stan Musial,
that right there.
Stan the Man.
Is that good? You got that? Willie Mays.
Willie Mays, the Say Hey Kid. You can see a lot of these have tack holes in them, whatever, but they mean a lot to me.
How about my uncle was like, yeah, if I only knew, I wanted to make my bike sound like a motorcycle.
Yeah.
So I clipped up the cards. He goes, it was a Mickey Mantle card
Yeah,
in between the spokes.
there's Mick.
Mick.
Yogi Berra, Whitey Ford, some great Yankees. Ernie Banks. You can see, again, they're not in great shape, but it's
Mr. Cub.
Mr. Cub. Let's play 2.
Let's play 2, yeah.
So these go, 60, and then you have,
Oh,
a couple
really
of.
cool
This is 62. This is after the year that Maris. So you got Mickey Mantle, Eddie Matthews, great player. Again, Willie Mays, rookie card for Billy Williams. Ron Santo. Yeah, these are all guys that kind of went through all the boxes.
My brother-in-law, Sammy, his real name's Santo, so he has that jersey, that jersey.
He was a great ball player.
Really good.
Warren Spahn, very good ball player. Don Drysdale. So at this time, my family, I was born
Something
in.
tragic happened to him?
Yeah, he died. He was broadcasting, and he didn't show up for a game one day. And he had died in his hotel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's not the catcher that was paralyzed?
Oh, that's not Don. Is it Don Nuke? No. Yeah, Roy Campanella.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
But
yeah, Don Drysdale.
But we lived in California, and my brothers were Dodger fans. 'Cause I was born in Long Beach, and these guys, they're nice. I saved their cards, but they glued all the Dodger cards onto a book. It's like,
Good job.
yeah, good job with
It's
that.
like putting it in a tire.
Yeah.
As
Yeah, it's Brooks Robinson,
Brooks Robinson.
all-time great third baseman.
I looked through here earlier and you had some cool pictures of them as kids. I want to.
Oh yeah, get to that. So I didn't.
Collector.
Yeah, I was too young to get. You're starting to get into my years now. Boyhood photos of the stars.
Boyhood photos
In that
of the stars.
in that great 1970s font, everything was.
Yeah, but I thought it's cool. It shows them as a kid. But you don't do that in cards these days. Joe Torre, P. Rose, Tony Perez. I remember Joe Morgan.
Big Red Machine.
Joe Morgan put me to sleep on Sunday night. He could call. Him and John Miller, Sunday Night Baseball, was the best.
Yeah.
Storytelling, breaking down games. That's how I knew about the accident. They would just give me so many facts. Joe Morgan was part of my childhood.
So here you'll see the discerning fan might realize, I said this was a Hall of Fame collection.
Okay.
But what's wrong with this page?
Let me see. Oh, yeah, I see it.
P. Rose. So
Should he or should he not be in?
I definitely think he should be, but put it on the plaque. what he did. The guy bet on baseball. That was wrong.
Yeah.
Put it on the plaque. I think if you're going to, I'm a history nerd and I like baseball history, but it's like canceling somebody like he doesn't exist by not putting him in the Hall of Fame. He's the all-time hits leader, but he did something really bad. Put it on the plaque and tell the story. So and that's why I have two players in this book that, although these are only my Hall of Fame cards, they're not in the Hall of Fame. One's Pete Rose and the other is
Donnie Baseball?
Thurman Munson.
Oh, Thurman. Not my bad.
Yeah. I got Thurman in there somewhere.
Yeah, Thurman was my guy.
Reggie.
I must kill the queen.
That was a great movie.
I must kill the queen.
Yeah. There's Thurman right there.
Oh,
Look at that card.
That is a great card. Thurman. Yeah, my house address is the Thurman 15. Jim Cat.
Great pitcher, but also a pretty good hitter. So he's a pitcher, but they got him batting. Something you won't see on a baseball card ever again.
Still the boyhood photos. Wait, he's Jim Hunter.
Catfish.
That is, okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. Yep. Bert, be home
by 11. Great, one of the greatest all-time nicknames. I love that.
Berman. Gotta love Berman.
Yeah.
I had Kenny Mayne on the show. Kenny Mayne was a guest.
Oh, nice.
And I think I dropped that on him. That has to be one of the best all time.
Yep. Again, Minnesota. My wife and I, we actually went to the 87 World Series. Twins, Cardinals in Minnesota.
I always said, if the Yanks go, I'm going. I'm going to bring the kids. It's going to cost me a lot.
Yeah.
Yogi Bear, if there's a fork in the road,
take it.
Take it. What is another? Give me some more. You got any more?
Oh, yeah.
Museums?
Nobody goes there anymore. It's way too busy.
That's a good
That's a good one. Yeah.
Rich Gossage, what's his real nickname?
Goose.
This is really cool. Well, thanks.
Yeah,
for sharing.
it's nerdy. I'm a nerd.
It's good to have hobbies and something that you're interested in.
Yeah.
So we're here. Let's talk. All right, you've been, again, great things in the community. Let's talk about a few things here. So we'll go fast. Oh, we just hit on that. Yankees fan.
Yes.
Done. Hit on that. Oh. Yardgoats fan.
Yep, hit on that.
On that.
Okay, we're all done.
We're done. And the important stuff's over.
Yeah.
Oh, let's talk about this one because we have this in common. Humble brag.
Oh, yeah,
We're the honoree of the St. Patrick's Day Parade in 2011.
Yes, that was a lot of fun.
I was the honoree in 2003,
Yes.
and it was an amazing time. I was honored. We were walking and waving. It was so much fun. I was with, I was the honoree, and my marshal was, what's that?
It was this year, right?
Yeah.
It was,
Rugby guy.
yeah.
Oh, I can't, why am I blanking? This is embarrassing. This is my dude. He hangs out with Yaman, Tom O'Shea. He's a singer in a band.
He's a Bird Dog.
Why can't I?
Eddie and the Bird Dog.
Eddie
Carr.
Eddie Carr. Darn it. Sorry, Ed. Ooh, that's embarrassing.
Eddie Carr.
Eddie Carr. Busy day.
Yeah.
Eddie Carr's amazing.
Good guy.
At the town hall, I give my speech.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I thank people. Make a couple jokes.
Yeah.
Did all right. Everyone's like, oh, you did great.
Yeah.
Eddie Carr gets on there. He's roasting the crowd.
Yeah.
He's walking around with the mic. I'm like, man, he just had to do me like that.
Yeah.
You know? Eddie Carr was great. But then come to find out he's a lead singer of a band.
Oh, yeah.
And he does it every Thursday night. So
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't feel so bad.
Yeah.
But I said something on,
He's a good guy.
yeah.
You should get him on the show.
Oh, he'd be a great
Yeah.
Eddie Carr.
Or get the band. Maybe go someplace where the band's performing.
All right, let's go. Oh, you mentioned that earlier. Chairperson of the Weehawken Commission of Arts.
Yes.
So you work with Rise Up and you get the murals. Is that?
Yeah, well, yeah, the Commission of the Arts was established by the town council like 40 years ago, but they never populated the board until COVID. And, we have a great group of people. The challenge, we don't have a budget, so we can't go out there and, help artists with money. What we try and do is connect artists with places and spaces where they can display their work.
Mm-hmm.
And if any artists are out there, you can find me. I'm on the book face. It's easy to find me. Please reach out to me. We're actually just about to start a campaign where, working with business owners, a place like this, you look at the Parkville Market, this is a great place to display public art.
Yeah.
There are a lot of places in West Hartford. You talked about one of your sponsors, We Have Brewery and Roasting. They are fabulous. They display public art in their place. We want more of that. We want to see, also, if you have a band. One of our commissioners is a woman named LaTanya Farrell. She's a principal in Bristol, one of the Bristol schools, Bristol High School, but she's also a fabulous singer. You might have seen her in Elizabeth Park. She sings almost every summer in Elizabeth Park.
Oh, wow.
She is
Very
absolutely fabulous. But, Hav Cologne is also on our board.
Trying to get him on the podcast.
Okay.
Could probably pull that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Our daughters played on the same softball team.
Okay.
But I haven't reached out yet. But
Yeah. I'd happy to put a plug
I
in.
talked with him, and I'm like, we were chatting and talking.
Yeah.
Like, I like your hat. I didn't know it was Javier Cologne. I was
Yeah.
like, so
He's a great
embarrassed.
guy.
He's so cool.
Good guy.
And then I saw him later on at the golf tournament in Cromwell. He sang the national anthem, and then
Yep.
he drove the ball. And I'm like, celebrity pro-am. And I'm like,
Wow.
He loves golf, too. He's a really good golfer. I'm like, that's so-and-so's dad. My daughters were like, yeah, Dad, that's... I was like,
Wonderful,
oh,
wonderful
so
man.
cool.
Does a lot of help. But anyways, that's what we're trying to do, is connect artists with places and spaces where they can showcase
Okay.
their art.
Art and
around
music.
them. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Spoken word.
Oh, yeah. Slam poetry and stuff?
Slam, storytelling, poetry, theater, stand-up,
wow,
anything.
all of it.
And printed art. We've got another one of our commissioners is a woman named Ginny Kemp. If you follow her on Facebook, she does incredible photography. And, you should definitely check her out. Her work is really, really good.
Very cool. Deputy Mayor.
Deputy Mayor. Yes. Back in the
2
dark
years,
ages.
2007, 2009.
Yeah, that was nice. I was honored to be chosen. People don't always realize it, but the leadership roles on town council are not selected by the voters. It's selected by the caucuses. And I'd been on the council for 4 years. And,
Hey, I thought the deputy mayor was like the person that gets the most votes. No?
Not necessarily. No,
Okay.
no. There's been times. Actually, the mayor isn't always. It usually is, but there have been times where the mayor is not the top vote getter.
Okay.
It's decided by the caucus.
Gotcha. Currently, the deputy mayor is Liam Sweeney.
Liam Sweeney,
Podcast guest. Liam
great
Sweeney.
guy. His fun fact: his wife Whitney, who is a marvelous person, nannied for us, the Coursey family, back in the early 2000s.
That's funny.
She was great. She's still great. Big fan.
very cool. Past president, College of Holy Cross Club, Greater Hartford.
Ah, yes. Love my also Holy Cross.
Worcester?
Worcester. I was just there. My son's there now. But yeah, I love my time at Holy Cross. Love the school. It means a lot to me. I have great friends that still communicate with almost daily.
Are you the Crusaders?
The Crusaders.
Yeah. Holy Cross High School in Waterbury is also the Crusaders. But you guys are like purple and black.
Purple and white.
Purple and white. They're green and yellow, but still the Crusaders. Pretty cool. No, I like it. Bill Simmons went to Holy Cross, I think. Bill Simmons he used to be the Boston sports guy. Now he's with The Ringer and Rewatchables.
Yeah.
A podcast. They rewatch movies. Oh, it's amazing. It's one of the best podcasts. Bill Simmons.
We've got some notable alums. The one that comes to mind is a certain Supreme Court justice who's having a little trouble with his ethics now, Clarence Thomas. But did
he go there?
He went there.
Board member, Weehawken Chamber of Commerce Chair, Economic Development Committee.
Yes,
with the
board in the chamber. You're a member of the chamber.
Chamber.
You've been recognized by the chamber.
Yeah, nonprofit of the year.
Yes.
2020.
I tell you, kudos to Chris and Kate, who at the chamber.
Yeah.
Chris Conway is the executive, or CEO and president, and Kate. They do a fabulous job. They really have put the chamber on the map, especially during COVID. They did so many great things to help businesses during COVID.
Order out. Joining them have been one of the best things for Friends of Feeney. The networking I've done and connections I've made. So the podcast has happened because I met Dave at the Chamber. Donut Crazy, we had our biggest fundraiser in 2020.
Exactly.
It's like great people in the Chamber.
If you're not a member of the Chamber and you want to get out there and you want to generate more business, get more customers, I really would encourage you to join the Chamber.
Yeah.
It's not very expensive. And I know, when people think of the Chamber, they might think of a bunch of old white guys in suit and ties, talking about business. No, it's not that at all. It's really helping people network and get more business themselves.
Agreed. So thank you, Friends of the Chamber, for sure.
Yes.
Thank you, Chris and Kate and everyone. Board member, Hartford Interville House.
That's Interval House is a wonderful organization. It's Connecticut's largest domestic and intimate partner violence shelter and advocacy group. I've been a board member there for a couple of years. Actually, my mom back in the 70s was one of the founding board members there.
Oh, wow.
And after she passed away about 6 or 7 years ago, they asked me to come
Carry on her legacy, kind of.
It's really nice, and they do. And it's again, not that everything's about the pandemic, but during the pandemic, incidents of intimate partner and domestic violence skyrocketed. People are trapped at home. Alcohol, drug abuse, that's all just skyrocketed, and as a result, you had more calls for domestic violence, and they kept it together. They got a lot of help, but they spent an awful lot of money, putting people up, not just at their safe house, but they also running out hotels for people, making sure they were safe. They not only help people start fresh and get out of bad situations, but they also provide counseling, legal help. It's a great organization. And again, if anybody's interested in donating,
what's the website?
intervalhousect.org, I believe. But if you look up Hartford Interval House, you'll find it.
It's amazing stuff. West Hartford Town Council. This is while you were deputy mayor, 2003 to 2009.
It was. I love that time on the council. Not to bring up my friend Art Spada. He was on the council too, my childhood friend. But I also got to know a lot of people that I wouldn't have known otherwise. And it was also during the whole blueback, application, construction, and to talk about, we started out talking about controversial projects. That was controversial. I
heard like people were putting up signs protesting against it.
Yeah.
And then those same houses gained so much more value because of blueback. Like the same, I forgot where it was, but like everyone didn't want it, and then all of a sudden their value went up. Now they're like,
let's be clear.
We're happy now.
It wasn't that everyone didn't want it. A lot of people wanted it. We had 3 referendums in town over blueback. Each one of them passed. The first one, I think, passed by like 58%, with a yes vote of 58%.
Yep.
And the second 2, the vote total just went up higher. Like FDR never got those kind of
What did
numbers.
you need to pass? Over 50?
Yeah, 50 plus 1. But it's a wonderful project. I think it's done great things for West Hartford. It took an old, my parents I remember they bought a car from the dealership that used to be on the lot. It was an old car dealership, where a major portion of it is right now. A brownfield site, and I remember somebody got up and said,
when did it go up? When's blueback? When was it complete?
So blueback, the application was filed in 2004. And that's the summer of 2004 is when we had the hearings. And then we had the referendums in the fall and winter. And the third one might have even been in 2005.
Okay.
But groundbreaking was in end of October of 2005.
Okay.
And then by 2007, it took 2 years to build, and it opened in 2007.
All right. I moved to 2008, and it was like new and hopping and cool and talked about. All right.
And you're going to see changes there too. There's probably big changes coming down the road because the retail market is different today than it was 20 years ago. But it enlivens. It gets people out of their cars. It gets people walking. And it's you can live there. The whole concept of mixed use. I mean, people, if you lived in New York City or in Boston or a lot of these majors, for the last couple hundred years, mixed use was a part of your life. You lived above a shop or whatever, and you had neighborhoods that
That's
had
called mixed use?
mixed use.
Oh, very cool.
And people were like, who's going to want to live on top of an Ann Taylor? Or apparently a lot of people, or on top of a restaurant. But that whole idea of combining the uses, you have not only residential, but you have retail, you have entertainment, you have you have the library, you have medical office, so people can go visit their doctor, go get a cheeseburger, get their cholesterol checked, go back and see their doctor.
That's funny. Mixed use? That's
Mixed
funny.
use.
Simpsons, love the Simpsons. Millhouse's dad got divorced, and he moved into an apartment that was above a bowling alley and below a bowling alley. So that was the running joke. So mixed use. That was
Love the
mixed use,
Simpsons.
right?
We could do a whole show on Simpsons.
Love it.
Family Guy.
President of the Weehawken Public Library Foundation.
Past president.
Past
It's a little outdated. You got to update your career. No, it's a great, libraries are a great resource. The West Hartford Library is phenomenal. Again, you think of, at least when you're an old dude like me, you think of libraries, you think of the Dewey Decimal System, and it's a place to check out books. No, because you can get a lot of stuff like that other places. The library is a resource. It's a community resource, a community gathering place.
Yeah.
It's the first stop that a lot of people new to America, new to West Hartford go for resources. It's got groups that people can join. My biggest thing that I love about it now is they have this West Hartford History Center run by my friend Brett there, who's been very helpful. I love West Hartford history. I did the Chamber a few months ago in December. The Chamber had a Christmas party at Aviva Senior Living at Hamilton Heights.
I was there.
Yeah, and that's right. It's my neighborhood.
Beautiful spot.
Yeah, I live I can see my house from their front door.
From
on
their front door?
And I can see my back door.
Okay, but not where I entered. Is that the front or the back?
Yeah,
that's the front.
Yeah, from their front door there.
Okay.
Looking down the hill onto my street, I can see my backyard.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So I got taught. I was welcoming people as they were coming in the door, and I started rapping with some of the people that lived there, and I was telling them, what I knew about the history. And then the woman who runs the place came up to me and said, "Would you ever come and give a talk to the residents?" And I was like, "Hell yeah, that would be great." So actually, I just did it a couple of weeks ago. I did a slideshow. My buddy Brett at the library dug up some great old photos. Jeff Murray, who you might see on Weehaw on Facebook, he's a
photographer? Or?
No, he's a historian. Okay. He has a day job, but he's like me. He's another freaking nerd that likes to, learn about West Hartford history. He gave me a whole bunch of stuff. A lot of other people did. I spent like an hour and a half with these folks at Hamilton Heights, because that's what it used to be called. And it's far too long to go into the history now, but you got things like, a pope came there.
Come on.
Before he was pope. This guy, he became Pope Pius VII in 1939. But in the early 30s, at the beginning of the New Deal, this is way off track, and I'm totally nerding out. History nerding out.
West Hartford hop.
So there was a guy on the radio once Roosevelt got elected, who was a critic of Roosevelt's. His name was Father Charles Coughlin. He was like the Rush Limbaugh of his day.
Okay.
And he had a huge following. And there were even some people that thought that he might, he was a threat to Roosevelt in terms of his popularity because, a lot of Catholics in the country hurt him vote. So the Vatican was worried about this. So they sent over one of their cardinals who had the position, he was the Secretary of State of the Vatican. His job was a lot like, our current Secretary of State, make sure the Vatican has good relationships with other nations. So his job was to go to America on a goodwill tour and say the Catholic Church is with Roosevelt. But one of his stops along the way is he went to the University of St. Joseph that just opened up on Asylum Avenue that year.
Yep.
And I got a great picture of this guy, Cardinal. What the hell is his name? Excuse me. Shouldn't say that, especially when I'm talking about
Cardinal, 1930, visited West Hartford. Thank you.
Ezio Vertucci, but he became Pope Pius in 39, and he So if you look up the history of Pius VII, he also gets a little criticism because he was Pope during World War II and during the Holocaust. Some people on the Allied side said that he was a Nazi sympathizer. Some people on the Axis side, the Nazis, said, no, he's definitely on the side of the Allies. So, but he came and he went to Mount St. Joseph's in West Hartford.
Wow.
When he was a cardinal, and he sat in a room. They actually have a room there off to the side that says the Pope room. So I kind of clarified. I said, see, I guess you could call it the Pope room because he became Pope. But he was really cardinal when he came. See, that's my head is filled
fact,
with
I
all
like
this
it.
useless.
You like
Useless.
Roosevelt a lot, then? Don't you like Roosevelt?
Oh, I love Roosevelt. I think Roosevelt was a great president. Yeah.
You live with a Roosevelt?
What's that?
Do you live with a Roosevelt?
I do. My dog is named Teddy Roosevelt. His cousin, his distant cousin.
Oh, Teddy.
Teddy,
Okay.
yeah, Franklin. But I love Franklin. Love Teddy Roosevelt. Love Lincoln.
Oh, so wait, your dog's name is Teddy?
Teddy.
Or Roosevelt?
Teddy.
Gotcha.
Teddy Roosevelt.
That's right. I knew it was something.
Yeah.
FDR. He was in Annie, right? Which one was in
That's
Annie?
right. Harold Dickens sing. He's saying the sun will come out.
Yep.
When I'm stuck with a day, that's gray. Oh, you're just getting all my geek out here.
I love it. So you got any recommendations? Got any questions for me? Let's start there. Questions for Feeney. Then we got some.
Questions for Feeney. I don't know if it's as much a question, but not to get too deep. I love what you do. I really do. I'm a big believer. I believe that, no matter, what you believe in, if you pray to God or whatever, I do believe we're all here to love one another and be of service. And that doesn't have to be, you don't have to be, a president or a leader of some, a famous leader to be of service. The most meaningful service, I think, is showing up for other people. And that's what you do every day. So you're living the dream. I
you.
really respect what you do. And it's a great role model for, you're teaching the kids. I mean, you're a teacher, but I think even what you're doing with Friends of Feeney is, teaching the next generation how important it is to be there for one another. And you don't have to solve everybody's problems. I mean, because a lot of times, that's not what we're here for, is to solve people's problems. But to listen, be compassionate, have empathy, help when you can.
Yeah.
I love what you guys do.
Thank you. It means a lot, Chuck. I appreciate that. My buddy Marty, retired teacher and board member, he's like, listen, as long as we continue to pass this message, be a good friend, we're doing a good thing.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
That's all. I love their tagline.
Yeah. It's a great motto. I say it all the time, can you pick up the trash? Oh, well, I know the trash is not yours. The kid's always like, it's not my trash. Well, can you be a good friend and just pick it up anyway? Or hold the door, give a compliment. Be charitable, so be a good friend.
Yeah. And it's, sometimes it's tough to be loving to everyone or kind or be a good friend. But it's something, because as a species, we're imperfect.
Yeah.
We sin, we make mistakes, we do all those things.
Yeah.
But it's a great thing to aspire to try and be better.
And then drive like a friend.
Yeah.
Be a good friend. There's so many different things. Yeah. Be nice.
Compete like a friend on sports,
Be a good friend when you're winning, be a good friend when you're losing.
Yeah.
So,
Cool, man.
Eugenio Pacelli, before he was the Pope, visited New York, Boston, New Haven, Philadelphia, Washington, D.C., did a little air tour around the states.
He came to West Hartford. I'll show
They
you.
shouted out New Haven and stuff, but they don't shout
West
out
Hartford.
I got nothing on West Hartford in the
Wait,
Googles, but I'm sure he made his rounds.
I got his picture. Hold on.
You got the picture.
He was visiting the Knights of Columbus.
Okay. Have some to eat while I find it.
Yeah, we got to dig into this.
I got a
This
box.
box.
See.
Burrito
There we
Loco.
go. Oh, there he is. Here we go. Oh, that's the wrong one. Hall photos. No. Hamilton Heights. Okay. Check this out.
Is that it?
Yep,
Hold
that's
that
it.
up to the cam. There you go.
Can you see that at all?
That's him in West Hartford.
That's at University of St. Joseph's in that photo. Can you see that?
You heard it here first.
Okay. So this is him right
Pope
there
before the Pope.
in his cardinal uniform, and you can make out
Oh, that's
the
Maria or whatever. No, is that St. Joseph?
That's St. Joseph. That's
Okay.
McGovern. I believe it's McGovern Hall
Gotcha.
right there. So he was here.
Very cool. I'm
What
just-
would we do without these things?
right? I'm getting my orders here. So, what are you bringing home for the kids?
Well, Feeney, I put my phone on silent so that
sorry.
it wouldn't bother our conversation. I'm trying to be a good friend and be present. I'm showing up for you.
I got a Burrito Loco order and a Mofongo order.
I'm sure. And my daughters, all my kids are out of the house, but they come back, which is nice.
Cool.
But so I got Annie and Rosie home. I'm going to get their order soon.
Crazy question sponsored by Donut Crazy. Are you ready?
Okay, I'm ready.
Would you rather? Let's skip that one. Would you rather be a Yardgoats player or a Yankee player?
Yankee player.
Would you rather be a goat or a cow?
Goat.
Would you rather live on Neptune or Venus?
I don't know. They're both too far away.
Would you rather be friends with a witch or a giant?
Giant.
Would you rather see everything upside down or hear everything backwards? Ooh, that's a good one.
Wow.
Let me use that one.
See everything upside down. Upside down, probably.
Would you rather be Chomper or Choo Choo?
Oh, it's tough to pick. They're both so cute.
Would you rather go to a Yankees game or a Yardgoats game?
Yeah. Sorry, Tim. Yankees. No, actually, you know what? I go to more Yardgoats game. It's funny. It's less stress.
Yeah.
You know, it's a chore to get to Yankee Stadium, but once
Really is.
once I get there, I love it.
Especially when, I had the train breakdown.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, we missed
yeah,
the train on the
yeah.
way home, and
Yeah.
you get home at 1 a.m.
Yeah.
Yardgoats, I'm home by like 10.
Yeah. Exactly. And it's 10 minutes away. It's just incredible.
Would you rather have a Yankees T-shirt or a Be a Good Friend shirt?
Be a good friend shirt.
Yes,
I almost wore my long sleeve green one that you just got. That's a good one.
that's a good one. Would you rather be a clover or a goat?
Goat.
Would you rather have
Eat or
blue,
be eaten. I mean,
Yeah. blue skin or green skin?
green.
Would you rather travel around the world in a hot air balloon or travel around the world in a sailboat?
I am afraid of heights, so a sailboat would be fine. I kind of like a train. A train would be cool.
Train, dude. So after the Yardgoats, after the Yankee game, I went home with my buddy Dan to Saugerties.
Yeah.
I took the Amtrak from Rhinecliff to
Yeah.
Saratoga, where my wife picked me up, and we spent the weekend in Lake George. My kids were at Disney with school.
That's
Anyway,
nice.
the Amtrak ride was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Along the Hudson, the conductor goes, if you want to see bald eagles, move to the right side of the train. It was the most scenic thing I've ever done. The seats were comfortable.
Yeah.
I now I want to see the world, because
Yeah.
if the Hudson looked that good,
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine what the rest of the world looks like.
Exactly.
There were beautiful buildings on islands and boat houses, and it was amazing. The foliage, the water, and I'm traveling. So Amtrak, I'm all about traveling now.
Yeah. I tell you, in America, we don't do as good a job with trains.
Yeah.
We don't have the infrastructure you need to really like Europe has.
Yeah.
But I would love to take a train, get a pass, like a month pass, and just bop around the country.
Yeah.
I think that'd be fun.
What's your favorite color?
I like blue.
Favorite number?
I don't really have a favorite number. 5 is good. 5 kids.
Favorite book?
Oh, favorite book. I love a lot. I read a lot of history.
Couldn't tell.
Yeah. Destiny of the Republic by Candace Millard. It's a great book about the Gilded Age. It has a lot of different interesting stories in it. A little bit about is the death of James Garfield, who was president, but it also has Alexander Graham Bell in there,
Yeah.
and all sorts of. It's a good read.
No, I learned my buddy has a tattoo of James Garfield. And I asked him, I was like, is that your grandfather? And he told me so many things about James Garfield. And it was amazing that, how he died. He died of an infection because of the bullet wound, and they changed all these medical rules because of cleaning utensils because of him.
Exactly.
Prior to that, he did things like, was he Congress, senator, or moved his way up? right?
He was fought in the Civil War.
Yeah.
He was. I don't think he was a general, but he got elected. He didn't want to run for Congress. They put him up for Congress.
Yeah.
He got elected to Congress, and as a Republican, and he wouldn't go. He's like, I'm needed on the battlefield. And Lincoln himself had to convince him. Said, no, I need Republicans in the Congress to help me with the war effort. We can find somebody else to take your place. He also, as far as I know, I think James Garfield and Gerald Ford are the only two presidents that never actively sought the presidency or vice presidency.
Oh, nice.
He gave in the convention in this. Oh God! Again, it's a good thing it's not a dating app or something. People feel like this guy's a nerd. But so in 1880, the convention of 1880, the Republicans couldn't agree on a candidate, and it went to like 20, 30 ballots in several days. They couldn't come up with anybody, and then somebody realized, oh, the guy who gave one of the keynote speeches earlier on was pretty good. Who was that? Oh, it was James Garfield. Somebody rises up and says, I nominate James Garfield. And everybody was like, yes, yes, yes. And he jumped up and said, no, I don't want it. I don't want it. I won't accept it. And they're like, too bad.
Oh, that's great.
So he was nominated. He was really good. They talk, he was really good. He's a fascinating guy to learn more about. So
yeah, all right, James Garfield. Recommend everyone to go out and learn some more about James Garfield. I like it. Favorite food?
Love-hate relationship with food. I'd have to say favorite food are Tootsie Rolls.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Wow, old school.
The little Tootsie Rolls.
Simple, too.
Little
Plain
Tootsie
and
Rolls,
simple.
you don't have to beat them up. I could eat those a lot. I do like a good Italian meal. Nice filet.
Ooh.
Medium rare.
Yeah, ooh, yup.
And seared. It's good. Throw a little A1 sauce on it.
Now you're talking. All right, we're going to end with this one. Would you rather eat a hair sandwich or an earwax omelet?
Oh, man. Having had neither, I don't know. I don't think I can say.
I just won't do it.
Yeah.
I won't say. Well, any other? So, what minute are we? Hour 17. Man, you spent we shoot for 50 minutes with Feeney. You're at hour 17. How you feel?
Long-winded?
Long-winded.
Boring?
I'm learning a lot. I say it a lot. I'm a teacher. I'm a lifelong learner, and I learned a lot about West Hartford. I learned some president facts. I learned some Yankee and baseball facts. It was great talking with you, Chuck.
Peter, this is great. I really, really appreciate the opportunity. And again, I can't tell you how much I appreciate all you do for West Hartford and for families. You're an inspiration.
Thank you.
And I'm really, it's important and right that you're getting the recognition.
Thank you.
What you do. I know that's not why you do it, but it's wonderful what you're doing, and it shows.
The honoree of the St. Patrick's Day parade was amazing. Lions Club, Ambassador
Chamber.
of Sight, the Chamber 2020.
Yeah.
Nonprofit of the Year. West Hartford to Best of West Hartford this year.
Yeah.
Best nonprofit. So thank you. Yeah. No, again, don't do it for that reason.
And not to mention the number of lives that you've touched and really improved by the simple thing of just being nice and being kind and being a good friend.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah. Thanks, Chuck. Well, save the date. August 18th, Yardgoats game.
I'll be there.
September 9th, Feeney Golf Tournament. Second annual Friends of Feeney Golf Tournament, Goodwin Park in East Hartford. Can you golf?
Goodwin Park in East Hartford?
Did I say East Hartford?
Yeah, it's Hartford. Goody.
It's Goodwin Park in Hartford.
Hartford. Yeah, Goody.
Goody.
You can just call it Goody.
Goody. My bad. Yeah, I jacked that
It's
up.
a beautiful course.
So save those two dates. Again, great talking with my friend Chuck. We're here at Parkville Market. Come check it out. We're going to go down and get some orders for all the family to bring home. Thank you, Kyle and Dave from Direct Line Media.
Thanks,
Thank
Kyle.
you, Gastro Park, Donut Crazy, Weehaw Roasting and Brewing, The Fix IV, Luna Pizza, Keating Agency Insurance. I get them all? Golf Law Group, Brook Golf. All right, we'll say be a good friend on 3. 1, 2, 3. Be a good friend.
Thanks, buddy.
Thanks, Chuck. That was fun.
That was fun.